From the hit series Life in the Amazon comes an all-new spin-off focused on animal life centering on the African rivers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life in Africa. From the intimidating Nile crocodile with its razor-sharp teeth and its predatory instincts to the gorgeous African cichlids and tropical fish. To the hungry hippos, the mighty lions, friendly zebras, and the tall reticulated giraffes, every animal from Africa will be discussed. Life in Africa goes live right now. Please press start.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life in Africa. I'm your host, Aqua Alex Cardinale. Tonight, we travel to Senegal to learn about the wildlife that calls Senegal home. We are going to learn about land animals that call Senegal home. We're going to learn about reptiles that call Senegal home. And we're also going to learn about some freshwater fish that live in the lakes, ponds, and rivers of Senegal. Of course, Senegal is a country in Africa, and it's going to be awesome to learn about all the wildlife that calls Senegal home. Some of the animals that I'm going to talk about tonight include the African manatee, the giant eland, green monkey, the African civet, ball python, loggerhead sea turtles. Of course, one of the most infamous fish from Senegal, the Senegal bichir, the butterfree zebra tilapia, and Nile and blue tilapia, and more. There are a plethora of animals we are going to talk about tonight here on Life in Africa. Welcome to the 6th episode of Life in Africa. If you haven't watched our first 5 episodes, just go to my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, and go to the Life in Africa playlist so you can get caught up. I want to thank everyone for tuning into today's show, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I will answer your questions. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with some information on the country, Senegal. So now it's part of the show where I get to act like a social studies teacher, and I get to tell you about the country, Senegal. So let's learn about Senegal right now. Senegal is a country in West Africa on the Atlantic Ocean coastline. Senegal is bordered by Mauritania to the north, Mali to the east, Guinea to the southeast, and Guinea-Bissau to the southwest. Senegal nearly surrounds the Gambia, a country occupying a narrow sliver of land along the banks of the Gambia River, which separates Senegal's southern region of Casamance from the rest of the country. Senegal also shares a maritime border with Cape Verde. Senegal is the westernmost country in the mainland of the Old World, or Afro-Eurasia. It owes its name to the Senegal River, which borders it to the east and north. The climate is typical Sahelian, though there is a rainy season. Senegal is located on the west of the African continent. Senegal is extremely bounded by the Atlantic Ocean to the west, Mauritania to the north, Mali to the east, and Guinea-Bissau to the south. Internally, it almost completely surrounds the Gambia. namely on the north, east, and south, except for Gambia's short Atlantic coastline. Senegal contains 4 terrestrial ecoregions: Guinean forest savanna mosaic, Sahelian Achaia savanna, Western Sudan savanna, and Guinean mangroves. Senegal has a tropical climate with pleasant heat throughout the year, with well-defined dry and humid seasons that result from northeast winter winds and southwest winter summer winds. The dry season, which is December to April, is dominated by hot, dry Harmattan wind. Annual rainfall of about 24 inches occurs between June and October, when maximum temperatures average above 86 degrees Fahrenheit and minimum 75.6 degrees Fahrenheit. December to February maximum temperatures average 78.3 degrees Fahrenheit and minimum 64.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Climate change in Senegal will have wide-reaching impacts on many aspects of life in Senegal. Climate change will cause an increase in average temperatures over West Africa by between 3 degrees Fahrenheit and 7 degrees Fahrenheit by mid-century, relative to 1986 to 2005. And that is some information on the country Senegal. Now it's time to learn about the wildlife that calls Senegal home. So right now we're going to talk about the land animals that call Senegal home. You know, I, for one, did not know that Africa was home to manatees. Yes, that's right. There are manatees that live in Africa. So the first land animal we're going to talk about is the African manatee. So let's learn about the African manatee, shall we? Manatees are a very cool animal, and the ones from Africa are cool as well. Now, the African manatee are also known as the West African manatee. It is a species of manatee that inhabits much of the western region of Africa, from Senegal to Angola. It is the only manatee species to be found in the Old World. African manatees inhabit the widest ranges of habitats of any Syrian species, ranging from offshore islands in the Atlantic to rivers in the western Sahel, equilateral rainforest rivers, and so on. It has been reported that coastal populations ascend rivers during the rainy season and descend again during the dry season. Manatees are omnivorous and are known to occasionally eat clams, mollusks, and fish found in nets. The percentage of the diet that is composed of non-plant material varies based on location, with manatees living off the coast having a lifetime average of 50% non-plant material. The West African manatee is the only Syrian that seems to initially consume non-plant material. They are the only Syrian, the only manatee that intentionally consumes non-plant material. Now, a majority of the African manatee's diet is made up of a variety of flora found above or hanging over the water. African manatees that inhabit rivers mostly eat the overhanging plants growing on the riverbanks. The diet of African manatees living in estuaries consists solely of mangrove trees. Each day, the African manatee eats about 4 to 9% of its body weight in wet vegetation. and that is information on the African manatee, a pretty cool aquatic animal that you'll find living in Senegal. All right, let's talk about our next animal from Senegal, and this is a land animal. It is known as the giant eland. And the giant eland is a pretty cool herbivorous animal. So here is the giant eland. It is also known as the Lord Derby's eland and greater eland. It's an open forest and savanna antelope. So the giant eland is a herbivore, eating grasses, foliage, and branches. They usually form small herds consisting of 15 to 25 members, both males and females. Giant elands are not territorial and have large home ranges. They are naturally alert and wary, which makes them difficult to approach and observe. They can run at up to 43 miles per hour and use this speed as a defense against predators. The giant eland is native to Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Guinea, Mali, Senegal, and South Sudan. That is information on the giant eland, a very unique looking antelope, if I must say so myself. All right, so now we're going to move on to our next animal that we are going to talk about right here tonight on Life in Africa, Senegal wildlife. The next animal we're going to talk about is a type of monkey that you'll find living in Africa. You'll find this monkey living in Africa and in Senegal. It is known as the green monkey. I had an image up here of the green monkey, but for some reason it did not download. So let me go download it, and we'll talk about the green monkey in just a second. It's only going to take me about a second or two to download this image for you, and then we can start talking about the green monkey. That's what happens on live streams sometimes. You think you downloaded an image and you have it on your studio, but all of a sudden it's not there. But that's okay. I have always been able to shoot. Come on. I don't have time for this computer to be acting up right now. Okay, we're back. I apologize about that. We were having technical issues. The laptop that I am using is certainly not the best. But anyway, right now we're going to talk about our next land animal that comes from Senegal. And as I mentioned, that is the green monkey. And I got a picture of the green monkey up on the screen right now. So let's learn about the green monkey. Let me give you some information on the green monkey. The green monkey can be found in a wide range of wooded habitats, ranging from very dry Sahul woodland to the edge of rainforest. It is also commonly seen in coastal regions where it's known to feed on seashore foods such as crabs. It also takes a wide variety of other foods, including fruits and invertebrates. The green monkey is found in West Africa from Senegal and the Gambia to the Volta River. And that is the green monkey. It's kind of an adorable looking monkey, if you ask me. All right, now we're going to move on to our next land animal, which could also be a semi-aquatic animal. It is a type of bird that you'll find in Senegal, and it is known as the greater flamingo. And I first became infatuated with flamingos when I was working at the Palm Beach Zoo a couple of years ago. They're one of my favorite aquatic birds. So let's learn about the greater flamingo, which you'll find in Senegal. Now, the greater flamingo is the largest living species of flamingo, averaging 43 to 60 inches tall and weighing 4.4 to 8.8 pounds. The largest male flamingos have been recorded to be up to 74 inches tall and to weigh close to 10 pounds. It is found in parts of northern Africa, including coastal areas of northern Algeria, Egypt, further inland along the Nile River, Libya, Morocco, and Tunisia, portions of sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya, Madagascar, Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda, and Western Africa, including Senegal and other parts of Western Africa. So that is the greater flamingo and some information that you can use on the greater flamingo, one of my favorite flamingo species. Now, the greater flamingo is not as pink as the pink flamingo, but it still has a good hint of pink coloration to it. All right, moving along, let's get to our next animal, which is another mammal, and it is known as the African civet. Now, this is a brand new animal to me. I never heard of or ever seen a civet, but they kind of look like an African raccoon. They look like a raccoon kind of, but they're not in the same family as raccoons. So here is some information on the African civet. The African civet is primarily nocturnal and spends the day sleeping in dense vegetation, but it wakes up at sunset. It is a solitary mammal with a unique coloration. The black and white blotches covering its coarse pelage and rings on the tail are an effective cryptic pattern. The black bands surrounding its eyes closely resemble those of the raccoon. Other distinguishing features are its disproportionately large hindquarters and its erectile dorsal chest. It is an omnivorous generalist, preying on small vertebrates, inverts, eggs, carrion, and vegetable matter. It is one of the few carnivores capable of eating toxic inverts such as termites and millipedes. It detects prey primarily by smell and sound rather than by sight. And that is the African civet. What an amazingly cool animal the African civet is. All right, now let's learn another land animal that lives in Senegal, and that is the honey badger. These things look crazy, they look scary. I certainly would not want to get bit by one of these guys, or I wouldn't want to be anywhere near one of these guys. They look ferocious. So let's learn about the honey badger. Now, the honey badger is primarily a carnivorous species, and they have few natural predators because of its thick skin, strength, and ferocious defensive abilities. So, because of their thick skin, the strength, and how ferocious and aggressive they are, no one messes with them. The honey badger has a fairly long body, but it is distinctively thick-set and broad across the back. Its skin is remarkably loose and allows the animal to turn and twist freely within it. The skin around the neck is 0.24 inches thick, an adaptation to fighting conspecifics. The head is small and flat with a short muzzle. The eyes are small and the ears are a little more than ridges on the skin, another possible adaptation to avoiding damage while fighting. The honey badger has the least specialized diet of the weasel family next to the wolverine. It accesses a large part of its food by digging it out of burrows. It often raids beehives in search of both bee larvae and honey. It also feeds on insects, frogs, turtles, lizards, rodents, snakes, birds, and eggs. It also eats berries, roots, and bulbs. And that is information on the honey badger, a very scary looking creature. And our final land animal from Senegal we're going to learn about is the African painted dog, or the African wild dog. Now, unfortunately, here in Florida a couple years ago, a young boy was killed by African painted dogs at a local zoo here in Florida. But I forgot the name of that zoo and when exactly it happened, but I remember that a little boy fell into an African painted dog exhibit and got mauled to death. So these dogs are definitely wild animals, even in zoos, and you should never approach them. Anyway, let's learn about the African wild dog. The African wild dog is also known as a painted dog. It is the largest wild canine in Africa and the only extinct member of the genus Lycaon, which is distinguished from Canis by dentation highly specialized for a hypercarnivorous diet and by a lack of D-claws. Lions dominate African wild dogs and are a major source of morality for both adults and pups. Population densities are usually low in areas where lions are more abundant, and that is the African wild dog. And those are all the land animals that call Senegal home. Now we're going to move on to reptiles that call Senegal home. And now we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite reptiles. And now we're going to talk about the loggerhead sea turtle. I love loggerhead sea turtles, and when I see them at the New England Aquarium and the Miami Aquarium, I always get attached to them. So here is some information on the loggerhead sea turtle. The loggerhead sea turtle is found in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Ocean, as well as the Mediterranean Sea. It spends most of its life in saltwater and estuary habitats, with females briefly coming ashore to lay eggs. The loggerhead sea turtle has a low reproductive rate. Females lay an average of 4 egg clutches and then become quiescent, producing no eggs for 2 to 3 years. The loggerhead sea turtle is omnivorous, feeding mainly on bottom-dwelling inverts. Its large and powerful jaws serve as a effective tool for dismantling its prey. Young loggerheads are exploited by numerous predators. The eggs are especially vulnerable to terrestrial organisms. Once the turtles reach adulthood, their formidable size limits predation to large marine animals such as large sharks. And that is information on the loggerhead sea turtle. Now let's learn about a popular reptile that is found in Senegal that is kept as a pet. Now again, my studio is acting up. I did upload a picture of it, but it's not going to show up on the screen, so we'll just talk about this animal. There is a picture, however, over in the corner where it says Life in Africa, and you can tell that is a ball python. So let's learn about the ball python, shall we? This is a non-venomous constrictor. It is the smallest of the African pythons, growing to a maximum length of 6 feet, 72 inches. The name ball python refers to its tendency to curl into a ball when stressed or frightened. And ball pythons can be found in Senegal. So that is information on the ball python. And now our last reptile that we are going to talk about, and that is the western green mamba snake. This is a highly venomous snake. I certainly would not want to be bitten by a western green mamba. I wouldn't want any of my enemies to be bitten by a western green mamba. The western green mamba is a shy and agile snake that lives mainly in the coastal tropical rainforest, thicket, and woodland range of western Africa. The western green mamba generally hunts in trees, though it can also hunt on the ground. It preys on birds and small mammals, including rodents and squirrels. The western green mamba is highly venomous and should not be messed with in Senegal. All right, and that is information on the western green mamba. I do have to say, though, the western green mamba is definitely an incredible looking snake. I love that intense green coloration. All right, fish keepers, now it's time for your part of the show. Now it's time to learn about freshwater fish that call Senegal lakes, rivers, and ponds home. And let's start with a group of African tetras known as nurse tetras. So, there are over 30 species of nurse tetras that live in Africa. They all range in size from 4 inches to 8 inches. Some nurse tetras can get 4 inches, while others can get up to 8 inches. Very cool tetra. I haven't personally seen them in the aquarium hobby yet, but I would love to welcome them into the aquarium hobby. All right, moving along. Our next fish is a catfish that I could not find an image of. So I assume it's a very rare catfish in Senegal, but it is known as the golden Nile catfish. The golden Nile cat, very, very cool. Now, the one thing I did learn about the golden Nile catfish is that it can grow to a large size. The golden Nile catfish can get up to 33 inches in length, making it a large growing catfish. And finally, the last fish we're going to talk about before we take our intermission is a fish synonymous with Senegal. It has Senegal in its name. It is the Senegal biker, Peripterus senegalis. And the reason it's called Senegal biker is because Senegal is its home. The Senegal biker lives in Senegal as well as other areas of West Africa. Senegal bikers are extremely popular in the aquarium hobby. I love Senegal bikers. I had one in my 125. I had a decent sized one, but like an idiot, I gave it away to someone that was coming to buy fish from me. I should have kept them. These guys can get up to a foot long. Very easy to keep and care for in the aquarium hobby. They will eat pellets. They will eat raw shrimp. They will eat tilapia. They get along great with Oscars, Jack Dempsey's, Severums, other fish that are too large to be eaten. They get along great with. That's why fish keepers love the Senegal biker. They're very, very cool. Now, I have done an entire episode dedicated to Senegal bikers. So if you'd like to learn about the Senegal biker, go to my YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, and go to my aquatic wetline playlist and search for my Senegal biker care guide, and you'll learn all about the Senegal biker, a very cool, unique, oddball fish. All right. Right now, we're going to go ahead and take a quick intermission, which is being brought to you by our supporters. Our supporters in Oasis Aquatics, AquascapeOnline, Little Egypt Aquarium Club, and Fish Keeping for Kids. During this intermission, you're going to hear a commercial for each of our supporters, and you're going to hear about some special episodes coming up here on our YouTube channel, The Real Alex Cardinale, including tomorrow night, Saturday Live, and, of course, our 10-year YouTube anniversary. Life in Africa continues right after this intermission. And when I come back, I have 3 more fish species I'm going to discuss, and we'll wrap up this show. Life in Senegal, life in Africa continues. Right after this, don't go anywhere, folks. We're back with more right after this word from our supporters.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
You're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
AquascapeOnline is proud to support Aqua Alex Cardinale and Aquatic Wetline. AquascapeOnline is an online exotic freshwater fish shop owned by Pedro Villegas, who specializes in piranhas, stingrays, cichlids, catfish, and more. AquascapeOnline has been monster fish keepers' go-to place for exotic large growing predatory fish for over a decade. Looking for a specific type of piranha? Aquascape carries both Pigocentris and Cerasalmus. We also have Exodon tetras, wolf fish, African tiger fish, and other toothy aquatic monsters. Check us out today. www.aquascapeonline.com.
Little Egypt Aquarium Club is a proud supporter of Aqua Alex Cardinale and Aquatic Wetline. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is an aquarium club in Redbud, Illinois, but it's also an online tropical fish supplies website. On the Little Egypt Aquarium Club website, you'll find tropical fish food such as repashy and flakes. You'll also find medications and breeding supplies and even live angel fish. Everything and anything you may need for your freshwater aquarium can be found at Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Orders over $200 get free shipping. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is giving a 10% discount by using the code ALEX. Remember, save 10% by using coupon code ALEX. Little Egypt Aquarium Club, my Shopify. Come.
Do you have kids who want to get a fish tank? Do your kids want to enter the aquarium hobby? The aquarium hobby is very relaxing and rewarding, but it can be quite the undertaking for a first-time hobbyist. Luckily, there is one young man who was once in your shoes. He decided to research and learn about the aquarium hobby, and used his experiences to write and publish a book for future kids entering the aquarium hobby. Introducing Fish Keeping for Kids, written and published by Brian Conway. Everything you need to know about the aquarium hobby in one book. Fish Keeping for Kids is a guide to keeping fish and other aquatic creatures. It uses easy-to-read language and images to help the information be easily understood. While it was written especially for kids 8 years old and up, it is a good guide for people of any age. This book covers all the basics and some intermediate-level topics to help someone get started and learn more about caring for fish and other aquatic animals. What do you get from Fish Keeping for Kids? Friendly. It was written by a kid for kids. Simple. Written in easy-to-understand language for kids and adults. Informative. Full of charts, graphs, and diagrams to make it easy to follow along with. Complete. All of the things someone should know when they start fish keeping. For more information and to purchase a copy of Fish Keeping for Kids, please visit www.fishkeepingforkids.com. That's fishkeepingforkids.com.
Brian Lamé and Aqua Alex are proud to invite all the tropical fish keepers to check out and join our Facebook fish keeping group called Just One More Fish. This group is a laid-back, drama-free fish keeping group that has fish keepers of all ages and experiences. Every and any fish keeper is welcome to join the group, ask questions, and show off their fish. On Just One More Fish, there is no such thing as a stupid question. If you ever need help with anything aquarium or fish related, please feel free to ask a question and trust that you will get help from more experienced hobbyists. While the group may be titled Just One More Fish, we absolutely love aquatic amphibians and reptiles too. Many fish keepers often keep reptiles too, so feel free to share your reptile knowledge. One thing that sets our group apart from others is the fact that we encourage YouTube fish keepers known as fish tubers to promote their fish keeping video content. Every Thursday we allow fish tubers and every fish keeper to post YouTube fish keeping videos and fish videos. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun today and be sure to tell the group you found out about Just One More Fish on Aquatic Wetline. To join the group, either search for Just One More Fish on Facebook or type this link into your search bar www.facebook.com/groups/JOMF/. See you there.
On the next episode of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale Live, Saturday, February 17th, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Come join Alex for another action-packed Saturday Live as we continue on the road to our historic 10-year anniversary on YouTube, beginning on the next Saturday Live and continuing until Saturday, March 2nd, 2024, to get us ready for the 10-year YouTube anniversary. I will be replaying special guest interviews or videos that I've done over the last 10 years. What special guest or video will be played on the next episode of Saturday Live? Also starting this Saturday and continuing every week, Sergeant Slaughter will have 2 sets of facts. This Saturday, Sergeant Slaughter will have facts on a South Florida local donut shop known as Jupiter Donuts, and he will also have facts on Starbucks. The animal of the week is the gorgeous black and white panda. Oasis Aquatics featured fish is the true parrot cichlid. AquascapeOnline featured fish will be the Manueli piranha, and Aqua Alex's featured fish will be the L128 blue phantom pleco. Plus, Alex discusses how to make money working from home and how to deal with online hate, Karens of the week, funny videos, and so much more. Live this Saturday, February 17th, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
It all begins again. You are invited to celebrate 10 years of Alex Cardinale on YouTube. Alex Cardinale created this YouTube channel on March 6, 2014. At the very beginning, this channel was dedicated to tropical fish and aquariums. As the years progressed, this channel has incorporated WWE, cooking and baking, crime discussion, and even a Saturday talk show. Now, 10 years later, I am growing bigger and better on YouTube. I now have well over 1,000 videos, well over 16,000 subscribers, and well over 200 million views. For 10 years straight, I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into this YouTube channel. Through the good and the bad, one thing has always remained true. Alex Cardinale will always be on YouTube. No one or nothing can stop me from creating my quality content, and no one can stop all my success. From 2014 to 2024, I've persevered through the hard times and celebrated all the good times. I'm very thankful for my loyal audience. Now on March 6th and March 7th, 2024, it all begins again. It's a new beginning. Let's celebrate a decade of dominance, a decade of perseverance, a decade of the unexpected, a decade of greatness, and of course a decade of being legendary. The 10-year YouTube anniversary will be a 2-night extravaganza beginning Wednesday, March 6th, 2024, and concluding at the end of the show on Thursday, March 7th, 2024. Both shows will begin promptly at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and will air live on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. It will be a stupendous event, and you are all invited to be there. The 10-year YouTube anniversary extravaganza begins Wednesday, March 6, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Night 1 of the 10-year YouTube anniversary has a stupendous lineup. There will be a very special, mystery surprise guest who will be revealed during the show. Loyal viewer and personal friend Jeremy Stelhern will be another guest joining the fun. Chef Alex is celebrating a decade of being on YouTube in style. Chef Alex will whip out the KitchenAid stand mixer and preheat the oven, because he will be making cannoli sandwich cookies and red velvet cheesecake. Aqua Alex will also be in attendance, and he will discuss something fishy and may even get new fish and have a surprise in store for the audience. Alex will have a surprise vlog-style video at a cool location. It could be a zoo, it could be an amusement park, it could be a casino. It will be revealed during the show. Surprise appearances. Who will make an appearance this year? Detective Alex will discuss the Springfield, Massachusetts strangler Alfred Gaynor. All that and more. Live Wednesday, March 6, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. The stupendous 10-year anniversary party continues on Night 2, live Thursday, March 7, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. Another stupendous lineup in store to conclude the 10-year anniversary. Aquatic Wetline supporter and Oasis Aquatics owner Tom McGuire will be one of our special guests. What will he discuss? Will he bring a special fish keeping gift for all the fish keepers watching? Hint, there may be an Oasis Aquatics discount. Business mentor, podcaster, and personal friend Catherine Jones will be another guest to join the party. Catherine has known Alex since 2013 and has been with him throughout this incredible journey. Aqua Alex will do an Oasis Aquatics unboxing and have some other fish surprises. Chef Alex celebrates 10 years in style once again by showing you how to make a cheap man's version of veal parmigiana using beef. Chef Alex will also show you how to make a chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting. There will be another surprise vlog at a surprise mystery location. Who will make special appearances? Will it be a legend like Mick Foley or Kurt Angle from years past? Detective Alex Cardinale will discuss a shooting that happened at a Lake Worth, Florida high school. All that and more. Live Thursday, March 7th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. Be part of history and have fun.
Welcome back to Life in Africa, and tonight we are discussing wildlife from Senegal. Let's get right back to our show. We've got 3 final freshwater fish species from Senegal to discuss. So, up next we have a species of jewel cichlid that lives in Senegal. You know, when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I had a pair of beautiful turquoise red jewel cichlids in a 20-gallon aquarium that bred constantly. And I am a big fan of jewel cichlids. Now, this particular jewel cichlid that comes from Senegal is known as a 5-spot jewel cichlid, and that's because it has 5 spots on its body. The 5-spot jewel cichlid is like a yellowish green colored body with black spots, and they do develop orange to red bellies, which is pretty cool. This is kind of a somewhat semi-rare jewel cichlid that you don't see too often in the aquarium hobby, but they do come around the aquarium hobby every now and then. So if you're looking for a unique jewel cichlid, definitely check out a 5-spot jewel cichlid. They get about 8 to 9 inches in length, and they are a very, very cool fish. You can't go wrong with the 5-spot jewel cichlid. Now, tilapia are prevalent in almost all of Africa, but Senegal has a huge tilapia population. The tilapia population that is most prevalent in Senegal includes the Nile tilapia and the blue tilapia. Tilapia can get up to a foot in length, sometimes even larger. There are tilapia species out there that can reach upwards to 2.5 feet, so it's a large fish. Tilapia are so easy to keep and easy to care for that they have become a farm-raised fish. People say tilapia tastes good, but I don't know. I'm afraid to taste tilapia. I'm not a fan of trying to eat tilapia. But tilapia are very prevalent in Africa, and they do call Senegal home. And they do breed rapidly in Senegal. So Nile and blue tilapia are some of the tilapia that you'll find in Senegal. Some fish keepers like to keep tilapia. I personally don't. I feed my fish tilapia, so if I were to throw a juvenile tilapia in my tank, I'm pretty sure my Oscars or my arowana would try to eat it. All right, the last fish we're going to talk about tonight is a species of tilapia that's more prevalent in the aquarium hobby because it's a beautiful tilapia. It is called the zebra tilapia, aka the butterfacori. Now, this is a fish that I grew up with as a child. My dad kept this species of tilapia many, many times. It is a really cool black and white fish. That's why it has the zebra tilapia name, but its scientific name is butterfacori. Now, the reason I don't keep them is because they are super aggressive. For a tilapia, they are really mean. They can kill fish of equal size, and they kill fish for fun. They can reach upwards to 2 feet, and they get ugly as they get older too. They're better looking as juveniles, but as they get older, they get uglier and meaner, and they have killer attitudes. So I don't recommend keeping a butterfacori unless you have a large tank, because they can turn into devils. They kind of remind me of the saltwater French angel and the black angel, because they start out as beautiful black and white striped fish, then as they mature, they get ugly. But that is the butterfacori, a fish you'll find in Senegal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is tonight's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Life in Africa. I apologize for the tech issues earlier on. I hope you learned all about Senegal and all the wildlife that is from Senegal. What is your favorite animal from the show today that we mentioned? I think my favorite animal from the show today is the loggerhead sea turtle and the western green mamba. On the next episode of Life in Africa, we are going to travel to Morocco, and we're going to learn about the wildlife that calls Morocco home. So episode 7 of Life in Africa will be on Morocco wildlife. With that being said, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinale from Green Acres, Florida, and I'm wishing you all a pleasant adieu. Thank you for watching, and good night, everybody.
The real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this live stream. I hope you enjoyed the show and learned something new. Please take a moment to hit the like button. Please hit the share button and share today's video on social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. If you are not yet subscribed, I highly recommend subscribing to my channel. Simply hit the subscribe button and then ding the notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live next or upload a new video. Please like our Facebook page, The Real Alex Cardinale, for exclusive news and updates on live streams and exciting videos. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.